COVID-19 pandemic forced us to turn to technology to continue with education. Before the pandemic, the case in technology was the well-known data and printed works, but since distance education began, this modality marked an before and after in education. Electronic equipment that at some point in face-to-face classes were harmful to the education of the students are indispensable to today. It has been possible to see the first measures of cancellation of different educational activities due to the high risks of contagion and spread of COVID-19. At the international level, many educational centers, infant, primary, secondary, and university education had postponed teaching in this situation. Faced with these scenarios, many teachers were forced to rethink their methodologies, facing the challenge and opportunities that the use of technology can bring. However, the lack of appropriate area-focused training or distance learning can harm the classroom experience, even if it's virtual. To face this challenge, it is necessary to reinvent education, adapt and rely on digital tools to facilitate this new dynamic in which distance learning takes place. The COVID-19 emergency has brought many changes to our lives and a lot of uncertainty about what will happen after the hurricane passes.
Social isolation due to the COVID-19 pandemic has generated different changes and due only in daily routine mobility or social interaction, but also your relationship with technology and various digital tools that have been necessary to continue activities related to health, entertainment, faith, work, shopping, and course education. Faced with health emergencies, students, teachers, and directors of face-to-face education had us to use digital tools to continue teaching classes, which had generated challenges in the proper and the critical use of the technology, discerning what information in the internet is true and what is not. In addition to us centering in the digital gaps, the mark in the social and economic inequalities is existed in our country. Although the use for technological tools such as virtual classroom, digital libraries, or virtual conference and not new, since they have been used in the open education and distance education for years. Their implementation in the face-to-face education may be learned, known, and employed. Faced with this helps emergency making use these tools can imply great challenges, since the principal pedagogical strategies must be modified in the digital gaps can limit access to education to part in the population. During this pandemic, is principal the most prioritized here and the understand the different scenarios that the students, teachers, parents, and guardians are going through. Science are going through a new experiences, which are added to confine in the social, economic, and family scenarios that the life can be disadvantaged. Multiple digital tools are the great help and learning. Teachers and students now have the variety of applications to make the academic process fun and practical.
The most used apps. Google Classroom. The technology giant has the app Google Classroom is a virtual place for teachers to notify their students about when and how they should turn and their work at the same time. They can use the platform to send homework. Duolingo. It allows you to learn more than 20 languages and customize the lessons. And in the third version for school, teacher can track the progress of each student. Kahoot. It's a free platform to create questionnaires that students answer using their own mobile device, with a contest format that encourages competitiveness among students. Zoom. Zoom has very popular in the last 2 years and offers possibility and conduction both video conference and online seminars and live broadcasts to large number of attendees. Compared to the previous option, it stands out that video conference and audio is transmitted in high definition. Google Meet. Google Meet, formerly known as Hangout Meet, is the video conference solution by excellence of the Google. It allows you to make calls and the video conference from any place and any type of device with an internet connection.
The reach of the platform. You can record the video conference, open a chat, and share your piece screen with a presentation. The video and audio are in his definition HD, and you can also broadcast live on YouTube Live and current conditions, information and communication technologies is CTR or bits hub of continues the educational process in the most normal way possibly, since not doing so would have serious consequences and the learning level for millions of children in Latin America. There are large number of public and private initiatives that use a greater or lesser extent make use of technologies to provide the distance education. Although the current scenario is one of almost complete substitution of school for education and home. This substitution can be more positive if we appeal to the learning of technology assisted education programs. These ideas will also take on a special importance when face-to-face classes are resumed, since it is much likely that in the future they will resort to the use of it in education. The activities of the virtual classroom should encourage participation, interaction, and feedback. This can be to put into practice various skills, skills and attitudes class management applications such as Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, and Endemo are very useful for this purpose to synthesize the information concept maps ready for summit cards and individual or group presentation can be used for the design of TC activities. There are various technological tools that facilitate teaching such as Canva, Kisbin, Gillet, etc. And from evaluation, TC can be do very easily using tools such as Rubistar, Rubir Rubir among others for the design of activities or survey Google Forms, Keynote, Quiz or Survey Monkey.
If you use Google Classroom, Google Meet is now integrated with your course. and you can enable and make video conferencing visible from this platform. Though it has student learning and play component of computer-assisted learning programs instant interactive experience. This interaction implies a much more active role on the part of students though which they are accustomed which we should also ensure there is maintained onset the requirements end. This virtual modality came to change our lives in an unimaginable way since now the world is one click away from us. I thought in the part virtual education is good. It will never access face-to-face education. It's expected that in the future, education will be now from a cell phone or computer, but it's most likely that education will be face-to-face and virtual will complement it. Digital technologies in the context of COVID-19 pandemic have gained relevance very constituting. In many cases, the only link between students and schools, transferring teaching process to the virtual sphere apart from the mere effort of many teachers. Chronic deficiencies in the education system have been relevant including low digital competence and above all increasing inequality in access.
All the increase the need for changes in the educational system on the digital issue among others, and different questions appear. What kind of response do we give to the problems that have arisen? Are we continuing to patch or seize the opportunity for a true transformation of the education system? We are talking about one more opportunity for the radical redesign of teaching and the reinvention of the teaching career that incorporates the development of digital competence. The use of the new technology in the education allows cost reduction since physical material is not necessary and everything can be done through a program or app. Immediacy, students and teachers can find and deliver quality information quickly and efficiently and real time. All this makes us see that technology is and will continue to accompany us until later. We are and we have to learn to use it as our great ally to carry out a quality education.